Yeah, I know. There's a bowl of raw chicken there, mate.
He stole something from there once.
He's just sniffing it out.
No.
Oh, I didn't realise that's why you're hanging out here. All right. Does everyone like Andy's new hat?
Today was the day. If you know, you know. Well done, Tim. Took it out.
Is that why you're wearing it?
Yeah, I'm getting a
Who's
phone.
calling you?
I don't know, somewhere in Victoria.
Oh.
We'll ignore that. I'll take the hat off now, but shout out to Tim. Go the Wars.
Reminds me of the caps that like primary school boys wear.
Yeah, you said I look like a 7-year-old boy the other day.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's weird. Your phone's still calling. They really want to talk to you. Who calls on a Saturday? Go away. All right, what are you making and what's the title of the episode? Because you already came up with it before.
Chicken curry in a hurry. I don't know why I said in a hurry, because it's not like a fast dish, but that's what we're calling it. I'm just going to do like a real standard chicken curry. It's not like, this isn't a butter chicken, this isn't a vindaloo, this is a chicken curry.
Okay. Spicy?
Not overly, just like nice.
Okay.
Just nice.
Just nice.
Yeah, tomato based, because
Lovely.
I've got all these cherry tomatoes that I need to use up, which are getting a bit mank. Garlic, onion, ginger, spices, chicken, some green beans.
Nice.
Simple.
Lovely. Simples.
What are you drinking?
I should go get it. You can talk to him.
Okay. So, the base of most curries, onions. Lots of onions. Not lots, but you're gonna need a lot. And you need to cook them down. So, you want to extract the sweetness out of them, and that way you won't have to put any extra sugar. So I'm just gonna start by peeling and slicing these onions pretty quickly, and then we'll get them in that pan and just breaking them down basically. And you know, contrary to popular belief, you can do that pretty quickly. Doesn't have to take all day. Now, you can certainly do it slowly, but you can do it fast as well. You just gotta keep an eye on it, because if you don't keep an eye on it, it might you might catch and they'll go too brown and they kind of start tasting bitter. And what we want is sweet onions. So this is actually a one-pan dish apart from the rice. Yeah. Excuse Duck. Duck's a bit sick today, so he might be a bit whingy.
Making weird noises.
Making weird noises.
So we're drinking cider today.
Cider, why?
This is a cider.
That was my Welsh accent, by the way.
Why Welsh?
Oh, come on, babe. You drink cider and you don't know why I'm saying Welsh.
I don't really, to be honest, I don't drink that much cider.
That's why they drink in Wales. They drink a lot of cider in Wales.
Okay, there you go. So we're drinking cider today. One, because it is a dry style cider. But obviously being a cider has that little bit of sweetness to it, which will lend itself quite well to a Ruby Murray.
Now she's trying to act like she knows UK culture.
Don't, I just listen to things you say.
Where's the term Ruby Murray from in England?
Somewhere north.
No.
I don't know where.
Cockney rhyming slang. It's from East London.
East London.
Ruby Murray.
All right, there you go. So, full disclaimer, this one was sent to me. I know.
She's an influencer.
First PR product. This one was sent to me after one of our vlogs that we did. And they sent me this bottle and a little, like a piccolo version as well, which I had last night, and it was really good. So I thought, perfect, we'll drink this one today. So it's called Incy Wincy Cider, which is kind of a cute little fun play on the name. It is from Orange in New South Wales. It was sent to me by the makers, so Mez and Pete. So thank you for this. And it's a dry cider, so it's made in the traditional way that they make cider in the UK. Yeah, so that's what we're drinking. And they sent me a little note saying it should be drunk in a champagne glass. I actually don't have any proper champagne glasses at the moment. This is a coupe, but I think we actually bought this originally to make tiramisus.
We did.
Yeah. And now I just use it as my champagne glasses. So that is what's having it.
Okay, so
Woo.
pop. Since you now are you're influencing the people, and it's been a hot subject in the YouTube world of recent.
Yeah.
Reviewing. Caitlin doesn't know I'm about to ask her about this. What do you do when someone says, "Can I send you something?" and you don't like it?
Don't say anything.
Don't say anything.
I would never, so I'd always, I think, try a product before doing a video on it. And if I didn't like it, I just wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say it's good. I think you always need to be really honest, but I just wouldn't review it. I guess I wouldn't drink. So if someone sent me a wine, it's like, hey, try this, and I didn't like it, you won't see it on this channel.
And what's your take on the Marquez Brownlee situation?
He's a review channel. So if this was a wine review channel,
different story?
I think it's a different story.
I 100% agree.
I think if you are a review, like if we had a kitchen appliance or kitchen review channel, you have an obligation to review the good, the bad, and the mediocre. And you've got to be honest about those reviews. So, and I think, you know, one of the things he said is it's not his review that's going to kill a brand. It's a bad product that's going to kill a brand, right? But I think the reason why I wouldn't come on here and say, oh, they sent me this wine and I don't like the taste of it, because I think when it comes to drinks a lot of the time, or food, it's like, it can be really subjective. I don't like sweet cider. That's why I generally don't drink cider, because a lot of the bottle stores are quite sweet. I like a dry cider. I find them rare to come across in Australia. But yeah, they sent me this, and when they were talking about how I think it's aged in oak as well. So it's done in sort of like
it's more like the French do a lot of cider.
Yeah, so it's done in a very similar way that's like, kind of like a sparkling wine or a Prosecco. And it's very dry. Yeah, it's a beautiful cider. So, what's your thoughts on review products?
I think products? I mean I'm a Marquez Brownlee fanboy, so probably. But no, even if I'm not a fanboy, I think if you're a product reviewer, then you need to give your honest opinion on the product that's sent to you.
Yeah. And
if it's bad, it's bad.
Yeah.
So I am fully behind that, and I think that's the same with anything, right? Like.
Yeah.
And that's how I'd want it if I have, or when we have, I guess we do have products.
Yeah.
You want people's honest opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Especially like, you know, if someone sends you a product that you love, why not talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Especially when it's like, you know, smaller Australian labels who don't have massive marketing budgets, but they're making really great products. You know?
Sure.
Share it.
Share the love.
Share the love.
So in this pot, I was just talking about how if you do this too fast, you're going to burn it, and that's what was happening. I was burning them. You see that there? That's what you don't want. I'm actually going to turn this a bit down now. But what you do is you control that rapid temperature just by water. That water is just going to evaporate. All it does is lift off all those caramelized sugars off the bottom of the pan and stops them from burning before it's too late. And that's why that's getting some good color really quickly. It's kind of, I guess you could say it's a cheats way of doing it. But you know, this is home cooking. This ain't. Oh, what's he found?
He's eating a fly. The fly's already dead. So.
Oh, yeah. No wonder he's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is home cooking. This isn't I don't know, professional cooking. I'm not. Yeah. So onions in there and garlic. As I'm going, I'm just putting them in. Yeah, thumb-sized piece of ginger, and how many? What's that? 6 big cloves of garlic. The garlic will cook down. It won't be super strong. It'll also get nice and sweet.
Lovely.
What'd you learn this week, Helen? Oh.
I don't know if anyone heard that. But our dog almost vomiting.
Yeah.
He did it. Do you want to go outside, mate? There you go.
Yeah, good idea. See you, mate.
Yeah, you stay out there for a while. Well, when I was, because I wanted to understand what traditional cider making actually meant, I watched a video. You know how they press the apples for the cider?
I don't know.
So like it goes through this, I don't know what it's called, this machine that presses it and basically presses it into, I guess, almost like the pulp. And then they layer that pulp with straw and then use like a big oak press. So like with the wheel, you turn it, and they've layered this this straw and apple thing. It was like about this high, and they were pressing it, and then all the juice, the straw obviously helps extract the juices, or maybe helps the juices sort of run down into the bottom of it. But it looked like rain from the outside, like from all the juices coming around the side of the straw.
Nice.
Yeah, and then they ferment it, and then, yeah, age it in your oak barrels. It's quite cool. I didn't know it was pressed with straw, so that's what I learned. What'd you learn?
I don't know. So this week we've been been working closely with Daz on pre-production, trying to up our pre-production levels on the main channel, not this channel. This channel will always be very raw. But I think historically we've always made YouTube videos by, I come up with the concept, the team sets the gear up, we turn the camera on,
Work everything out afterwards.
And I think as we're maturing as a production company, which is effectively what we are, we're trying to start kind of, implement some process to make better YouTube videos. So working through a pre-production plan, what that looks like, whose responsibility for what, and hopefully it results in better videos in general. Because, yeah, always trying to get better, always trying to learn. Yeah, so I've read a lot about pre-production and watched a lot of videos. I haven't read anything, to be perfectly honest, because I don't really read, but watched a lot of videos on pre-production and working through all that.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
We already made a video today, well, Ash. So our friend Ash, otherwise known as Jam Pikelets online, who's a comedy creator. We went out for dinner with him and his wife April last night, and then they came around today and made a quick video. So
it's already up.
Yeah, it's already up. He cooked for me, so.
An incredible dish.
An incredible dish.
One that you've never had before?
Me? No, I've never had it, no.
Never had it?
It's my first time.
What did he cook you?
He cooked me dino nuggets and chips. Very fancy. Thank you, Ash.
Little T-Rex nuggets. And cooked them up in the Gosney.
He cooked them up in a pizza oven. They actually worked out really well.
Oh yeah. They're great, covered in tomato sauce.
No, they were terrible. But they were like terrible, but I kept eating them, so.
Yeah.
There's something to be said about that.
Yeah. So you know how last week we were having our debate on battered versus crumbed fish?
Well, how did that turn out? Did I win?
You did win.
Yeah, I knew it, because I'm right.
You did win. But there were plenty of people that came to the crumbed party, both Australian and New Zealand.
No, they're not real Kiwis. I wonder what Tim Nacky, how he has his fish and chips.
Maybe you can ask him.
Yeah, mate. Tim, if you watch this, leave us a comment, I'll pin it to the top.
Yep.
Well, Kat will pin it, I don't really look at it.
Yeah, I went in and did a tally, and this is based on yesterday, so maybe there's a couple more, but 19 of you voted for battered, 10 votes for the crumbed, and 1 for a grilled.
Grilled? That's not fish and chips. That's controversial.
That's what my mum would order if she's feeling healthy. Is a grilled fish. And then anyone from the UK voted battered.
Yeah. So they get
that's the real fish and chips.
Because that's where fish and chips was invented, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It was a version of a Jewish dish that was brought over Okay, spices. So I've cooked those down. You can cook this a lot longer. I'm not in a hurry, but I guess I'm calling this curry in a hurry. So what was that? I'm guessing, I can't see the time, but I'm guessing that was 10 minutes maybe. Ginger, garlic, onions, salt, water, a little bit of oil. Then once I'm happy with the consistency of the onions, I've added my spices. So I added about a teaspoon of cumin powder, a teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon, or not even, like a third of a teaspoon of turmeric, and then a good teaspoon of masala. All right, so masala rant. Masala means spice. You all right?
Yeah, the neighbour's dog has got out just in the block next door.
Masala means spice mix, basically. Most common masala is garam masala. You can see and find that in all the supermarkets. This masala is actually a biryani masala, so you can get, I think most Indian families would make their own masala. I could be wrong, but they'd have their own kind of blend. But you have different masalas with different things to put up in case. So if you're doing a fish curry, I have a fish masala, biryani masala, etc., etc. This is a biryani masala because I had some left over from a biryani that I made this week, and I really enjoyed the masala, so I'm going to put it in there. I've mixed those through. I'm going to turn the temperature back up, and I'm going to add my tomatoes, and we're going to cook those down with water. Then I'm going to blend it. While it's in the blender, I'll add my chicken, which is already diced up, and my beans. We'll add the sauce back, and we'll simmer it through. Yeah, so it's pretty easy. Curries are, they can be wildly complex things, or they can be pretty basic and simple, a few basic ingredients. You do not need jar things of curry sauce. It's really not that hard to make.
You're just serving it with rice?
Yeah. Simply.
Simple. Do you have the rice on?
I have some rice left over that I can just heat up.
Ah, okay. That's handy.
That's handy.
So last week we left a question for everyone, which was, what's your local?
Oh, yes.
So it was a real mix as well. We did have some breweries in there. We had lots of cafes, lots of restaurants, which is good because I think it's great to, as a community, to share what's good in your, local town. So what's your local?
Oh, you stumped me there. My local's the gym.
It's not food related.
Oh.
It doesn't count.
Well, it enables me to eat more food.
I think you've spoken about some of your favourite spots on the coast.
On the coast.
What do you love and what do you go to a lot?
We go to Umami Ramen pretty regularly. So that's a ramen spot.
Yeah.
In Maroochydore. I guess Western style restaurant, we go to Market Bistro. If we want a bit more of an experience restaurant, we go up to, all the names escape me, help me.
Mapleton?
No.
Your mates?
Yeah, the
one.
mates up in Sunshine Beach. Humble on Duke.
Humble on Duke.
Our local pub is the Mapleton Public House. That's where we go. Not that I drink, but if we're going for a pub meal, that's where we'll go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't really drink coffee out. If I do, it'll be Flinders Lane.
What about bakery?
Oh, bakery, that's Rick's for sure. Rick's on 6 down Cotton Tree. They do great food. That's a good local. That's a great bakery, actually.
Yeah. That's where you got your sourdough starter from, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Where's your local, Caitlin?
Well, I'm going to go for wine, local, because we have 2 great little wine bars on the coast, and I think more people need to go to them because I think we need to support them and hope that they stick around because we don't really have much else here on the coast. So first one is Amber. So that's down at Cotton Tree as well. Little wine bar. They serve cheese and charcuterie and olives and all of that. But they have a really great, simple wine list. They're so friendly in there, so it's a really nice spot to just go down and have a cheeky wine. And then the other one's actually up in Mullaney called Spill Wine. Really beautiful little spot. Same again, they have a really great charcuterie. They have lots of interesting sort of salamis. So they do, there's some with veal and kangaroo and yeah, it's a beautiful spot. And they have, Spill Wine has, you can get takeaway wine from there as well. So they've got the big wall of all your wines and you can pick a bottle to drink in store or take it away. So I will say I don't get to them that often. I need to get to them more, but they're probably my two wine locals.
What was the most common local as far as type of venue?
No.
Pub? No. Cafe.
I think it was cafe. Yeah, cafe and restaurants. And like more, but most of them see in like smaller venues, more like your sandwich shops and all of that. Places where we go to get a $10 meal.
We eat Walters a lot, don't we?
Oh, we do.
That's
mainly takeaway.
Mainly takeaway, but they do make a great sandwich.
Yeah. They're kind of in the back streets of Maroochydore.
Yeah, it's a tough one to find. Well, it's not tough to find at all.
But it's on Uber Eats, I think.
Yeah.
So they're good. What's the chicken one?
Oh, it's just like the crumb chicken katsu.
Yeah, that's
pretty good.
It's good.
Their ham salad sandwich is pretty good. I like it. Yeah, support your local restaurants. They're struggling at the moment. A lot of hospitality venues. Like the cost of living's gone through the roof, and so has the cost of doing business. Food's expensive everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's a lot closing. Just sad. But I get it. It's tough when everything's expensive. It makes it harder to spend on luxuries like eating out. All right, this sauce is almost ready to get blended. I'm just popping these cherry tomatoes to get all their beautiful juice out. Yeah, but a great one if this dish, if you have got some tomatoes that aren't suitable for kind of eating in salads or sandwiches anymore, because if they're kind of really ripe, it's perfect. I'm just going to cook them out anyway. So, yeah, I don't know how long it's been, maybe 20 minutes, and we're pretty close. So I'm going to basically put this in the blender. Blend it, but you don't even need to. You can just you could just shove some veg in here, some protein, some prawns, some raw prawns in here.
Just have a chunky curry.
Have it chunky, there's nothing wrong with that as well.
Yeah.
I like doing it in the blender because it makes me feel like I'm having a real creamy curry, which is naughty, but it's actually not. This is not a naughty dish at all. This is water, veggies, and spices so far. Bit of salt. And you're extracting the sugar out of the onions and garlic, so you shouldn't need, and the tomatoes, so you shouldn't need to add sugar to this. Yeah.
Some more questions from last week's vlog. This is a good one, and I'm sure it's one that you've been asked before, probably in an interview.
Yeah.
If you could eat with one person, dead or alive, who would it be?
I hate this question.
So many options,
There's
right?
so many options. There's a few that like Dave.
Whoa, what happened?
David Attenborough would be one. I think a conversation would be incredible. Same with Morgan Freeman, mainly because his voice I find so soothing. I don't know, and I really like his acting. I think he's a really intelligent, intellectual person. Squirter. Ayrton Senna, probably my Formula One idol. I think he'd be an interesting person to talk to. He had a pretty crazy life. Yeah, I think current Formula One drivers, I think Lewis Hamilton would have some good conversation. Danny Ricciardo would be good for a laugh. Stephen Fry, he's a great conversationalist. He'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Who else? Jeremy Clarkson, he's pretty funny. I like him.
Just a few people.
Just a few. Just a few. But there's heaps. There's heaps.
Let's have a massive dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually got to eat with Stormzy. I posted a video, but I took him and his team out for lunch in Brisbane. That was a pretty pinch me moment, to be honest.
Yeah.
Been a big fan of Stormzy for a long time.
Yeah.
Turns out he's a fan of us.
Yeah,
So
I would actually, it would be great to go out to dinner with him and his partner Maya.
Yeah. She seems cool.
She seems really cool, so.
Yeah, there's lots of people. Who would yours be, Caitlin?
I actually have no idea.
Come on.
Yeah, yeah, let me think about it. I generally don't think.
I'll ask the question, but
I'll ask the question to you.
Yeah, but you didn't think about it for yourself.
No. Because I don't, I just put the questions in and I always think, oh, I'll look at them again before we film, and then I don't. But it's kind of good as well, because then you get natural reactions, and mine to this question is, I don't know. I don't know. Oh yeah, I've never been asked that question, so I've never really thought about it.
Okay, you have to talk to the people, and I'm going to make heaps of noise.
That's right. Another question was, what does back of house mean? Which is obviously the name of this channel. Great question. I think when we originally started this channel, it was behind the scenes of the Andy Cooks team day to day, how we filmed those videos. So I guess it was kind of like behind the scenes look. So thinking about those names, but in a hospitality sense, there's obviously in a restaurant there's back of house, which is your kitchen staff.
Hey Siri, end timer.
And then there's a front of house.
Sorry, I was really loud.
Yeah, so we chose back of house because, Andy was always the back of house star. Yeah, and there wasn't too much thought that went into it. We're like, okay, that makes sense. There's a few sort of hospo terms, so back of house, backs if you're walking, or behind if you're walking behind someone in the kitchen. But we just went with back of house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just kept it.
You kept it.
Andy needs to rename his your Instagram broadcast channel though.
Yeah.
Although you called that back of house as well, didn't you, in the end?
I think so. Yeah.
If anyone has a good name, pop it in the comments.
So just here, I took the sauce out and I've blended it. Like I said before, you don't have to. But I did. And then I just put the chicken straight in, a little bit of oil. I'm not stressing here about getting color on my outside of my chicken. I'm using diced up chicken breast. So I'm gonna stand back so you can maybe hear me a bit better. I'm using diced chicken breast. So there's not heaps of fat. We're not trying to render fat out here. We're not trying to like seal the outside, and I think in a lot of Indian cooking, people aren't like sealing meat on the outside. They're kind of just putting it in, to be perfectly honest. So we will just cook the outside a little bit, and then we'll get that sauce back in there and simmer until those chicken and those beans are cooked. 10 minutes maybe, and this will be 10, 15, and this will be done.
Someone asked if we'd ever been to Canada.
Never.
Which neither of us have.
Love to go. Maybe the Canada Tourism Board wants to bring us together. So.
Go to, and like, where would we want to go?
I don't know. I'd love to go.
Well, your mate's in Quebec.
In Quebec. So I have always loved Quebec from the culinary scene. Yeah, but Toronto sounds cool. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't really know heaps about Canada. I just know that there's a French side and a non-French speaking side. And the food looks pretty good. So
I feel like a lot of friends and family have gone to Canada. It's very popular amongst Australians to head over for the ski season. Yeah. To, Whistler, Banff. Yeah, I'd like to go at some point, but yeah, probably more Quebec. I also hear it's really beautiful in the summer as well, like good hikes.
Which is probably more our jam. I don't really snowboard or ski, so
yeah, we should.
Maybe I should.
Maybe Europe's this year, maybe Canada next year.
Yeah, we've got a busy rest of the year.
Yeah.
but good. Busy but good.
Yeah.
So sauce in there, and I've just used a bit of water to make sure we get all that deliciousness out of the blender jug. Look at that. Look at that delicious looking silky sauce.
Does look good. Smells good.
Yeah.
Smells really good.
Simmer.
Okay, well, another question for
You or me?
for you. How do you feel COVID changed
Oh.
the food world?
Oh.
For one, the better, or for two, the worse?
Ooh.
Sending love from a fellow chefy.
Spicy.
From Ireland.
Spicy.
Yeah.
COVID destroyed a lot of businesses. A lot. So that's the worst part. You know, the industry stopped in most parts of the world, literally just stopped overnight. I lost my job because of it. A lot of people also lost their jobs who were in less fortunate positions than we were. You know, we had family we could go and stay with, and then we kind of started what we do now from it. So kind of in a weird way, it was kind of a blessing in disguise for us, I think. It kind of kicked us into gear to do our own thing, which is cool. So I guess that's a blessing for us personally, but for the industry, I think it, well, maybe not necessarily for hospo, but for food, I think people all of a sudden wanted to know how to cook from home again. People were very interested in cooking at home. And I think through that journey of people cooking their own food at home from scratch, they started to have an understanding of how involved it is cooking food from scratch. So hopefully there was a better perception of what chefs do in the kitchen. And yeah, I think that's the only real positive you can pull out of it for the industry. Other than that, it was a pretty hard time, I think, for the whole hospitality industry. You know, like, and everyone was sitting there and arguing over the work from home when chefs just couldn't work, really. You know, there's a lot of places obviously tried to pivot and do takeaway, and but you know, it's just very different. And now you're seeing the repercussions of that. All these ghost kitchens opened up, and everyone thought that was going to be the next thing. That, you know, restaurants are dead, and as soon as COVID went away and people started eating out again. But I don't think it's. I mean, so the industry struggled through that and kind of came out battered and bruised, but kind of got through it. But now the industry is really struggling with the rise of costs, and you know, because leases are going through the roof, electricity is expensive, diesel's expensive for the suppliers. So you know, petrol, you know, the diesel goes up, the cost goes up, fruit and veg is expensive, protein is expensive, so it's all expensive. So yeah, I think in Australia, I'm sure it's the same around the world, but definitely in Australia, I think the next 12 months are going to be pretty real tough for a lot of hospitality businesses, and I think you're going to see a lot of closures, unfortunately. So
support your local, hey?
Yeah, so go out and eat in these restaurants when you can.
Yeah. And understand that, I think, you know, there's lots of conversations sometimes that people get caught off guard with surcharges on Sundays or on public holidays, but it's like they have to pay their staff more. I think public holidays are double time
for casuals in Australia.
So you know, it just helps them sort of share that cost. Yeah. This was a question for me about you.
Oh. Do I need to leave the room?
No. It's quite funny. It's actually for me and the viewers.
Right.
Have you noticed any other Andyisms? Endearing, annoying, or all of the above? For example, when you said, where's my fish slice? It's in the open your eyes section, Andy. Yeah, I notice it a lot, but I think it's more words that he makes up. I think he just joins two words together, or just thinks the word should be said like this. I really enjoy it. I think it's creative. I mean, they all make sense. Yeah, so I probably notice it less than other people though, because I'm so used to it. And I'm like, that's just an Andy word now. So, but that's brilliance of a dyslexic mind, right? Like very creative and yeah, not going to be the box in which we live in and spelling and grammar in the English language. You know, Andy doesn't stick to that box. He likes to go outside it. So I think it's fun.
No one can put me in a box.
No, they can't. Anyway, but if you have any Andyisms that you've loved, let us know. It's getting warm in here.
Oh.
Can I open this?
Where's your dog?
Can I keep this open? He's on his bed outside.
Oh, okay.
He's looking all sad.
Sad boy.
Yeah, sad boy. I think there was someone relatively new in last week's video. Just quickly, why don't you drink?
Oh, I was an alcoholic. Pretty plain and simple. Yeah. I drank heavily for 15 years and it caught up with me. I knew that it probably wasn't something that I could do forever. So I put my hand up, got some help, went to rehab. Haven't drunk since. That was like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
so,
it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, openly talk about it. Not ashamed of it at all. Don't regret it. But yeah, started becoming a person I didn't like. So yeah, got some help and stopped it. And best thing I ever did. I don't have any opinions on drinking or Caitlin drinking or anything. I don't care. People can do what they want. It doesn't bother me.
Yep.
It's just something that's a life choice I've chosen to make, and it served me really well. And I have no intention of going back. Even like when I get stressed or angry or whatever, I'm not having a good day. It's not something that I'm like, oh, well, I might have a drink or anything. It just doesn't even cross my mind anymore. If anything, I'm more likely to like emotionally eat. Yeah, I'm like an emotional eater. So
yeah,
I have a sweet tooth. I'll crave chocolate or lollies and ice cream and stuff like that if I'm stressed or if I'm.
Yeah, but you don't overindulge in that stuff. I think you.
I try not to. And I also try not to like just completely cut that out.
Yeah. So I think that's where it gets dangerous. But
well, food's a really tricky addiction, and I think it's really misunderstood. Alcohol is a really easy addiction. It's not. It's not easy. Not easy at all. It's really hard.
You can cut it off.
But you can cut it off. You can't not eat. All right. So I think, food's a tricky one.
Yeah, I think it's a really powerful thing to have that, be able to have that awareness when something isn't serving you anymore, but also it's making you become someone or do things that you know isn't ultimately you, and I guess ruin your life a little bit, which is the decision you came to when you finished drinking. And I think, you know, we all, in a way, some people, you know, have to deal with that, whether it's food or even social media.
Yeah.
You know, knowing when something doesn't serve you anymore.
Yeah.
Is a really powerful thing.
That was deep.
Deep. It's really deep. Made me feel. Oh, my washing's done. Someone really liked the little metal trays that you were using last week.
Oh yeah, they're
had
just
the fish on.
Amazon special.
Yeah.
Search metal tray with rack.
Yeah. You buy them together. They come together.
Yeah, they come together. Yep. So on the top, so that's that curry done. Just a little bit of salt at the end. So kasuri methi, which is the leaves of the fenugreek plant. I think I got that right. This is a very, you'll smell this and taste this and you'll go, that's my local Indian restaurant.
That's right.
You'll smell that, but yeah. And I think it's one of those things that often gets left out, and when you know, non-natives to that part of the world cook, like those little differences, and you put them at the end. You don't like cook with it; the flavour will just dissipate.
It looks good. It looks really creamy.
No cream, chef.
It looks creamy. The tomato base. Cooktop looks sweet. Is that a hybrid?
Yes.
Gas and some kind of induction? Yes.
Yeah.
Gas and then four
inductions and a gas hob. Best of both worlds. Induction is actually far more powerful than gas. If I could only have one, I'd probably this is tricky.
Ooh.
So if I could only have one, ideal world, you have both like this. If I could only have one for my personal home, I wasn't filming in it, I would just have induction.
Wow.
If we could only have one for filming, it'd be gas. So
I feel like most chefs would say gas.
yeah, but that's just because of bias, information bias, or you know, they actually. This is more powerful.
Yeah.
It's like plain and simple, more powerful.
You can't char your tortillas on induction.
You definitely
though.
cannot. No.
That's all I guess. Or like when you do the baba ganoush, you do. Is it the eggplant or the capsicum?
Yeah, but you do that in your pizza oven. Anyway, the reason being for the filming,
don't have gas, but I got a pizza oven.
Yeah. The reason being, oh no, I'm spoiled. The reason being is that the induction, it works by magnets and science. I don't actually know how it works, but I know it works by magnets.
Science.
The frequencies play up with our camera gear. And these in particular, the visual's fine, the audio, you can really hear them, they're really loud and annoying. So anyway, I digress.
Anyway.
I'm very passionate about my induction.
Yeah, you are.
Because I get a lot of shit from chefs who are like, oh,
gas
chef, it's gotta be gas. Blah, 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 blah.
Gas is good though. They're both good. Dun. Oh, this one's kind of topical. Which is your favorite Indian dish?
Biryani.
Biryani.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Indian dish?
Probably a curry.
What one? This one?
No.
Oh. All right.
What's the?
Panak paneer.
Yeah, is that the
Cheese?
spinach and cheese one? Yeah, palak paneer. That is good. I do like that one.
Oh, do you know what's really good? Is it aloo gobi?
Aloo gobi.
The sliders of the potato. Is that aloo gobi?
What's that? Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, those potato cake thing sliders.
Yeah, they were good.
That's where it's
Oh,
at.
and the pani puri, the dipping
Yeah, pani
things that we
puri is
did
good
the other week. That was really good. Someone was shocked that talking about cooking with kangaroo and whether that's actually a thing in Australia.
Shocked that we do or we don't.
Yeah, we do. They asked, did I hear that right? You cook with kangaroo.
Yeah, kangaroos are like they're not a pest, but they're everywhere here. They're very There's a lot of kangaroos here.
Yeah, lean meat.
Lean meat, and yeah.
It's not. It depends on what part of Australia, but it's not a common meat that we cook with.
No, it's in every supermarket.
But you can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you'll see it around. Yeah. Hard to cook with? It's tough.
Yeah, it's lean and yeah, it's not hard. It's just got a much stronger flavour than chicken or beef.
Yeah.
That's probably why. But
Okay. Yeah. All right. Should we eat our lunch?
yeah, let's go.
Lunch, dinner?
Afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea. Afternoon. Oh, 2:30. Yeah, it's still lunch. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Peace.